Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Dave from Horizon Fish Keeping. We're going to pop down to Maidenhead Aquatics in Sheffield today just to check out what they've got in stock. I do hear that they've got a good selection of plants and fishing and all sorts of aquatic things, so I'm probably just going to drop this down on some music this time. It's Saturday, so it's going to be busy in there, and hopefully you can get a gist of what they're selling and whatever, so that'd be awesome. So if you'd just like to stay around to the end of the video, probably check out some of my other videos, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace! So here we are, guys. We're just at Maidenhead Aquatics in Sheffield. As you walk through the door there, they've just got quite a big tank set up on the right hand side with all sorts of bits of aquascaping stuff. It's just in the progress at the moment, and some ponds there. Moving on, we just walked upon this better tank, which were just in the middle of one of the aisles, and that was pretty stocked up for a little better tank there, and good selection. So as you can see, they've got a couple of premium betters in this, a little bit more expensive than some of the others, and also they just have the standard, the crown tails and all that sort of stuff. And it's just a nice little pink one there and a red one. They've got all colours really, just a nice little selection and a good setup really they've got there with the small containers, just to display the betters. As we walk around the shop there, we're just at the Awaze display. So these are some of the Awaze tanks that they've got in stock. I just wanted to sort of show these as I was going around before we got to the fish tanks. A good selection of Awaze products at the Maidenhead Aquatics shop that I was in Sheffield. And it's been one of the shops that I wanted to visit for a little while now, so it was well worth the drive over. It took me roughly about an hour from where I live in West Yorkshire just to pop over. Yeah, we just came across this aquascape that one of the staff had created during aquascaping sort of workshop that they were running at the shop during the Queen's Jubilee, which I found out later on during the visit, just to get some people into aquascaping and that sort of thing. Really nice tank, good price. It's all fluval, so as we're moving around the shop there, we did come across the plant selection that they had. Really good selection. They look like they may have been sort of running down the stock a little bit today. I understand they get plants delivered every sort of 2 weeks or so. They've got a good selection of stones just underneath, as you can see. They have dragonstone and all the usual aquascaping things that you come across in a fish store. All the well-known plants are there, pogostemen, ritalas, all that sort of thing. All the good stems were in this particular display. As we walk around the shop, you'll notice they do have a good selection of tanks around the store, and they've got a really good selection of fish, which is coming up in just a moment as we walk around the corner there. So yeah, they've got a number of catfish in stock, loads of sort of gouramis. I think we're just in the cichlid section here. So the African, I think these are the Mbuna Lake Malawi fish that would just come up to first on the first rack of fish that we came on. And just below there were just the Tanganyikans and other Rift Lake cichlids that they had in store. And then later on we'll move on to the more freshwater tropical fish, and there's also quite a big pond display. They've got, I think they had on the one run they had I think there were about 9 500-litre ponds, and then there were some that were enormous. I think there were 3 or 4. They must have been going on for sort of 10,000-litre tanks. So they kept the Tanganyikans in the sump below the African cichlid, below the Malawi fish on this rack here. But they seem to have a really good stock of fish. I'm not sure if they just recently had a delivery or if they just keep it well stocked in general. As you're looking at the screen now, these are the blind cave fish. It's one that I've never seen in person before, yeah, they've got, the selection of fish that's on sale is awesome. I didn't count the number of tanks, but there's a lot. There's a full wall, must be at least 25 meters long. That's just packed with tanks, and then they've got the puffer fish and all that sort of things, all them sort of things that you wouldn't usually see in a local fish shop. It's the first time I've seen puffer fish for sale without travelling some distance. So that, yeah, you can just see there they've got the hillstream lurchers there, and some tetras. I think these are the albino Buenos Aires, maybe, I'm not sure. They look somewhat similar to them. I'm just going to leave you off the video now for a couple of minutes and just put some background music on. So if you'd like to enjoy the rest of the walk around Maidenhead Aquatics in Sheffield, it was just sort of a bit of a video that I wanted to do for a while, of a fish shop tour. And I managed to get somewhere to go. I have to speak to some staff there. One of the members of staff that I was speaking to actually has another YouTube channel just dedicated to aquascaping, so I'll probably give him a shout out in my next video, and then you can probably check him out as well. But I'll stick some music on for now, guys, and enjoy the rest of the tour. Thanks. Hi there guys, we're back again. Yeah, so this part of the video we just walked upon the koi tanks. They had a really good selection of koi in. There were thousands of them in there. There were, the golds and the calicos and all that sort of thing. So yeah, we had a look around these, and I did show some of the filtration on these tanks. They're absolutely enormous. A Waze compact they call them, and they had 3 of these. Big filters there with I think they had about, I don't know, maybe 10 biomedia filters going on as well. So a bit later on in the video, one of the members of staff showed us pufferfish getting fed as well with some mussels if you want to stick around for that. But these are all the pond products, so the pond filters and the air pumps and that type of thing. Walking around, we walked around to the right hand side here, and there's a lot of sort of plumbing stuff there, the pipes and connections and all that type of thing. Some more filtration. We had some coarse sponge filters and all that type of stuff there, and also the koi food in the big buckets on sale, and also plant food. Big selection of tanks in this shop. More than I've seen in most other shops anyway. So we're just coming on the puffer selection here. We had some green spotted puffers, as you can see there on camera. And they did have some bigger species, not up to sort of Maboo style, but they had some of the larger ones that can grow, sort of up to about 20 inch. Small stingrays there in the bottom. Obviously the pea puffers are always available at most pet shops. Especially where we live anyway. And then I think these are the Falkner pufferfish. They get quite large. And that's the puffers there. They're just the bronze puffers at the top and pygmies. So the one that they feed later on's I think it's around £200, a few years old. So it's a nice fish, but it's probably not one of the species that I'd want to keep. If we're into puffer fish, I'd probably go for the Maboo puffer. It's my personal preference. I think it's a nicer looking puffer, so that's probably the one that I'd go for. I think moving on here now, we just got into sort of the green terrors and Oscars and all that sort of stuff. Just after that, then there was a nice selection. Only about 4 or 5 tanks. Selection of the small discus that they had for sale as well. There was some unknown catfish that I've never seen before in one of these tanks just here. So I'm still trying to research which catfish they were. I'm still not sure which ones. I'm not sure if I even showed them on camera, so you guys could probably help me ID them, but. It's just one of them things. You're always finding new and wonderful creatures to put inside your aquarium. So, we're just moving on now. We're just down to the discus tanks, and they did have a nice little selection. Like I said, there were only 4, and they were quite small as well. So, obviously, because they're smaller, they were a good price. They weren't at the sort of £200 mark. They were slightly cheaper than that for the majority. So as you can see here, guys, we're just looking at some of the selection of plecos they had. I think there were about 9 species of L number plecos in store, sort of mixed in with different species, discus, as you can see on screen there, and also they had some, angel fish going on. This is sort of the tropical section at the back. As you can see on the far wall, that must have been about 25 meters long, that stretch of tanks there, and they had the majority of live bearers on that wall, and sort of your standard live bearers. They had the guppies and the endlers and things. So I think on the back wall there, we just came across the sort of more frequently seen tropical fish, snails and all that sort of stuff, and you can see sort of during this sort of back part of the shop, they had the sumps underneath which were housing some sort of random fish. There were, I don't know if the fry had got down, there's just some freshwater clams in this sump underneath there, and one of the larger puffer fish which you'll come across in a second. One of the members of staff there let us watch him feed, so they were feeding him mussels and that type of thing, and they were saying that they're quite hungry fish, so big budget fish if you're going to feed one of them guys, day to day, and you're not feeding them flake foods and things like that. So we'll show that in just 1 second, because the member of staff actually came over and we were looking at I'm over there with my partner, so he just asked us if we wanted to see it feed, and I was obviously inclined to say yes, because it's just one of them things that fish keepers are into. Feeding the fish is usually the more exciting part of the hobby, and seeing how they're getting on. So I'll probably just drop some music on until we get to the puffer feed, and if you want to stick around to the end of the video, guys, if you could just like the video at this point, that'd be awesome. If you could subscribe to my channel as well, that'd be great. It's picking up slowly, we're getting more and more subscribers as we go on, so if you just join them, and that'd be awesome to see more people following my channel. So this is the part where the longest wall on the earlier on in the video, where you could see down it was on the left hand side of the shop as you walked in, and then we're just coming up to the point where a member of staff approached us just to see if we wanted to have a look at the pufferfish feeding. They're awesome. They're also feeding some piranhas as well. The pufferfish is just coming up in a second actually on the video. So this is the puffer that they asked us if we wanted to see feeding, so that'll be the next part of, or the next clip of the video anyway. It's just coming up in a moment, which were absolutely awesome, and they also wanted us to see some piranhas feeding too. Well, they're just snails or clams?
Just mussels.
Oh, mussels.
That's awesome. They're supposed to be they're not very friendly, are they, these ones?
No, I won't put my finger in.
No. That's awesome.
Nice.
Do you what do you feed? Just feed him mussels all the time?
Give him snails things to keep his beak down as well.
I'm surprised they ain't gone for some nearite snails there. I'm surprised they ain't gone.
There's one there as
Yeah.
well, swimming about, a little tiny
Yeah, he'll get chumped probably.
raspberry.
That's awesome, that.
14 of these in one go at once.
Oh wow.
They all spawn together? How do you mean you had 14?
Yeah,
14 mussels in a row.
Yeah,
Oh,
mussels.
he'll eat 14.
Yeah.
It's huge. He's nice, isn't he?
Yeah.
Is he a male?
Hard to tell, I think.
I'm not sure, to be honest.
That's cool, cheers.
Yeah, thank you for that.
No problem. Quite nervous, but they do think.
Once one goes, they'll all go there, won't they? We know it's there, don't they? They're awesome.